Tēnā tātou katoa. Hello everyone. Kia ora, I'm Carmelle Riley. I'm your resident Māori astrologer from Te Waipounamu, Aotearoa in New Zealand. That's Christchurch, New Zealand, and behind me you can see my beach, Rapanui, Sumner in New Zealand. Here in this video I am going to talk to you about the Maramataka month, that is the Māori Moon Month in Aotearoa, New Zealand. I am also going to talk to you about a prominent star that has a lot of significance here, and particularly in this time of the year. I'm probably going to debunk some of your myths about the Lionsgate, because if you're from the Southern Hemisphere, and particularly as far south as Aotearoa, New Zealand, and particularly my home place, Christchurch, it doesn't apply. And lastly, I'm going to give you some Māori cosmology information around how you might use this particular star, Aotahi-Canopus, if you are in the Southern Hemisphere, and particularly if you're in Aotearoa, New Zealand, and particularly if you're on Māori Pacific. If this sounds like your gig, if you're really interested in Māori cosmology, if you're interested to go deeper into the stars, if you want to know about how it works in the Southern Hemisphere instead of just taking on this thing all about the Lionsgate, taking on this Northern Hemisphere perspective, because it is very different down under. We do have different corridors. My links will be below. I have a star name as well as a description where you can get much more of the meditations, and we can go deep. This is a new body of information, and it is both what you can see in the sky, which uses the sidereal system, but it is also gives reference to the time of the year that we're in, the season of the year that we're in, the month of the year that we're in. And it really draws on the meaning which has been built up over generations, and a lot of those generations were when my ancestors were navigating around the islands and coming down near Aotearoa, New Zealand. So that's what we're going to cover in this video, and I'm going to make it short and snappy as possible, but I really would love you to understand this, and particularly if you're Māori, particularly if you're Pacific, or particularly if you're a Kiwi. So we are in the moon phase of Te Toru, our Pipiri, so that is late July through to August. And I know I'm wearing a singlet, but it is a very warm day here, and it's a very warm winter, but we are in winter, and that is contrasted to the Northern Hemisphere. So as I said, it is not summer, and which is again why the Lionsgate doesn't relate for us down here. So we're in this phase of the moon, which is we're entering into a low energy phase. It starts with the Taiti's Stargate, and it means that we've come off the new moon and we're heading into this kind of low energy, which is actually contrasted again with the Ngāti Pākehā knowledge, which is the moon is all about that kind of surge of energy. For us in this period, it's actually about taking things down, becoming still and more slow, and a time for reflection, which is also very good in winter. And for Māori in winter, it's a time to go within, it's a time to rug up, put your blankets on, put your koroa, your cloaks on, and wānanga, which means get together with your family and your friends and your colleagues and learn stuff, like really use the opportunity when there is not as much sunlight to be more inwards, to be more introverted, to be more quiet, to have cortisol. And it's not a time to push, so it's a receptive point. It's a wahine or a female time, a receptive and allowing, and not that active masculine stance that you can take. So I just want to talk to you a little bit about Aotahi. Aotahi-Canopus. If you look at the night sky, particularly if you're down here, we have this incredible Milky Way Te Ikaroa, the holding up of the sky, and we have these particular stars, particularly where I live, which are very, very bright. So obviously our sun is a star. We are in a spiral galaxy, and that spiraling takes 225 million years for our sun to orbit, and which is pretty cool. So the sun is the brightest star. After that, we've got Sirius, which is, some say, is the sun to the sun, the sun's star. And then after that, we have Aotahi-Canopus. Now, the very different thing about Aotahi-Canopus down under is that you can see Aotahi all the time. Aotahi is a circumpolar, so it's visible in Te Waipounamu pretty much the whole night, and that's because of how far south we are. And this is really important if you're studying any form of astrology, that you actually understand that it relates to some object, and it really helps to have this kind of big picture about all the stars up there. So Aotahi is a very sacred star. It doesn't sit in the waka or in Te Kura, the Milky Way. It actually sits apart, and that is largely to do with how far away it is in this galaxy of Aotearoa. So most astrologers would associate Aotahi, like Sirius or Tātou, the zodiac sign of Cancer. For Māori, Aotahi is very much about the claiming of sacred knowledge. It's like your sacred cave. It's quite a masculine star, and it's all sort of the solitary wisdom. It's about navigation. Obviously, it's a key star for navigation, and it's about the divinity or the divinity within. And again, coming within, reflecting, being still, being silent, tapping into your whakapapa, your lineage, and really it's introspective as opposed to Sirius, or Hinetakurua, which is more of a grabbing energy, even though she is known as the winter's moon and as a wahine star. She's quite a active and contributing star. Aotahi is much more that withdrawing back and coming within and really finding those knowledge systems that are within your family and also within yourself when you slow. So Aotahi is very visible, and again, one of the winter stars that makes us reflect. So I always think about the stars and how to use them as a reminder of our culture, as a reminder of our wairua. And wairua means the flow of the universal with the physical. This is a time where we focus on reaching clarity of direction. So it's not about making a shift into the destination. It is about presence, and it is about really appreciating how much wairua or spirituality there is in this one precious moment, the only moment we get. So this is when you're thinking about manifesting. This is about asking yourself, coming and finding your truth, finding your authentic truth, taking time to meditate, asking yourself, where is my true self? And if you really want to deepen this practice, go outside any time of the night, but particularly in the morning, because Aotahi is so bright and you can see the star, and like all of the stars, ask them, call them, show them aroha, show them love. And this will deepen your meditation. It will deepen your sense of reverence. It'll deepen the holiness of yourself, which is your savior, your superpower, and your best way to super manifest star, and to give the answers for yourself. So to recap, we are in the month of Te Toru Pipiri, so that's late July until August. In the south, it's winter. We withdraw, we wānanga, we call into those wisdom threads that are within us and within our families, and there is no common Māori. There are different tribes. Every region is different, and it's very important to realise that. So where you stand on the whenua is you are going to have a different flavour and a different corridor and different understandings of the star. But Aotahi is Canopus, it's the third brightest star. It's circumpolar, you can see it all night long, and it's a star to remind you of how divine you really are, and to use this time to really ask yourself for guidance, to find your true self, and to come out. When we come into spring, it starts to get warm, we feel more social, with this greater sense of who you are as a starseed, who you are as a beautiful spiritual being in your beautiful body, and how important it is for you to show yourself aroha, self-love and self-care, and to really lead out from within. So thanks for listening. I'll be back with another Stargate in the next week or so. There's lots happening as we lead into spring, and there's lots going on up above us, and we call to those ancestors to make them come even more and to help with the downloads. So thanks for listening. All my links are below. See you.